Okay, so this is part 2 of the journey. Had my coffee and cake, and now we're going to head back towards Ipswich. Lots of traffic here. With the roadworks queuing vehicles. Unfortunately, the lead vehicle is right up to the sign, so no chance to filter to the front here. So just a shoulder check, make sure there's nobody zooming down the outside. So national speed limit sign ahead, vehicles following, vehicles ahead. Can't accelerate too much because of the vehicles ahead. So just maintain a safe distance from them. Sign warning of possible cattle on the roads. And we've got a direction sign up here, junction on the left hand side, large junction, slow on the road. Just watching oncoming vehicles, there's a centre refuge for them to turn in. A vehicle coming into the junction from the left hand side. Just keep an eye on them and accelerate away. So on a larger road now, A road, still national speed limit at 60 miles an hour. Use position 2.5 to 3. And the vehicles ahead are actually doing the national speed limit, so we can just maintain a nice safe distance from them. Junction on the left, which is completely empty, and the road bends round to the left. Vehicles are gradually slowing, so we might have an opportunity to nip past one or two, we'll see. They're picking up speed again, so I'm just going to maintain my couple of seconds behind them. Sign for traffic control ahead, and parking lay-by in a mile's time. Got hazard lines down the middle of the road, and we've got staggered junction ahead. Everything's empty, roadwork signs, and it's mobile roadwork, so could be anywhere along here. We've got tow-in arrows on the road telling us that, well, this time it's hazard lines in the middle. We've got staggered junction, just telling us to get back onto our side of the road if we were approaching doing an overtake. Those tow-in arrows usually appear when there's these sorts of junctions with a central refuge for vehicles turning, and also when double white line systems are going to commence. So we've still got centre line denoting hazard because we've got lay-bys on both sides of the road. 56, 57 mile an hour. Just watching I'm not creeping up towards the white vehicle too much. No real opportunity to pass, despite their speed varying quite a bit. Every time the speed varies there's not an opportunity to overtake. So we've got a roundabout ahead, and we're going to go straight through and come off at 12 o'clock. So just mirror checks, nothing behind us at the moment, or a long way back. Just rolling in, taking third gear, seeing whether we can roll through. Tractor coming and large vehicles, so again no opportunity to nip past, not with any degree of safety in any case. So again, I'm just going to follow these three vehicles through to the roundabout with the A140, where we're going to turn right and head back towards Ipswich. So in the distance you see the road bends round to the left hand side. There's a junction on the right hand side, and we've also got a central reservation island, keep making us keep left away from it. This is something new they've put in recently. So mirror checks, the vehicle approaching from behind, I'm indicating right. Just watching this vehicle here, doesn't straight line too much. Yes, he does, so it's just as well we didn't try and cut through there. Just watching the white vehicle, mirror check on the left, indicator come off, and accelerate. So we've got a blue lorry waiting on the left hand side here. Going to keep out towards the centre of the road so I'm both visible to him and to oncoming traffic, and then move back to position 2 for this large articulated lorry. And we've got a 50-mile-an-hour limit. We're maintaining speed with the vehicle ahead. Just going to stay in position 2 really. There's no need for any extreme positioning here. Black vehicle behind us is a long way back. So we're still in the 50 limit. Junction sign ahead. And we're coming into 40 limit now. So just rolling off the throttle, bring the speed down to 40 miles an hour. No need for a gear change. Junction on the right hand side, we've also got a garage on the right. So just watching for any vehicles that might be exiting. Tourist sign for I, and we're going to be turning left here to go to I. So there's a vehicle waiting to come out. I'm going to put my indicator on nice and early for him, so because he's obviously trying to plan his exits. Near side mirror check, just make sure there's nothing creeping up there. And as we come in, we're straight into a 30. So 30 mile an hour through here, vehicle on the right hand side waiting to emerge. He's actually waiting, so I'm just going to hold position here, just looking for the junction on the left hand side, which is clear. And we've got one vehicle approaching, and I'm being followed by one vehicle who's keeping a reasonable distance away. Just watch my speed doesn't creep up. Sign here for the industrial estate, which means we're obviously going to have lorries and things and vans coming out. Slow on the road. Still maintaining our 30 mile an hour, nice and safely. Open road. And we've got 40 limit, mirror checks, vehicle behind us accelerating early but not getting too close. So again, we're doing 40 mile an hour here. The vehicle on the left hand side, don't think it's waiting to emerge. In fact, there's nobody in it, so it's just parked up there. Road bends round to the left hand side up here. Slow on the road, come underneath the tree canopy here, so it's going to go dark momentarily. Just holding the speed through here on a constant drive. Junction on the right hand side with a vehicle coming out, turn towards us, but he's on the east side of the road. No large lorries emerging. So now I'm going to adopt position 3, so I'm well out to get a good view for this slight left hand bend here. And then the 30 mile an hour limit, just gently drop into position 2. Just watching the vehicle behind doesn't get too close as we come through there. You would be mindful that we don't over slow. See people come into the 30s and roll off, and they're down to 25 mile an hour and then have to pick their speed back up again. That's a recipe for getting the vehicle behind you annoyed and pushing hard against the back of you. So just watching all the entrances to these properties, looking for vehicles who may be emerging. There's a junction on the left hand side here, oncoming vehicles, so I'm just going to ease just towards the centre of the road there, just to give you a little bit more of a view. And the road again bends round to the left hand side, holding position 3 here. Nice smiley face on the speed sign. And we've got bus stops, no pedestrians waiting, junction on the left hand side. Still got hazard lines all the way down the centre of the road. There's a junction on the right hand side, so just watching to see whether vehicles emerge from there, and the road bends round to the left. And again we've got some roadworks that we came through on the way up. So just mirror check, nothing behind us. And we'll roll in behind this vehicle here. And stop a little bit early, just in case anybody arrives and wants to go into that entrance. Just sitting here with the brake light on, vehicle behind us rolling in. So just shoulder check, make sure nobody's nipping up the outside. And we can go through the busy centre of Eye again. Lots of hazards, lots of parked cars, lots of pedestrians. Just trickling through, second gear, just gently controlling the speed on the throttle. Scanning everywhere to see what's going on. Look under the vehicles for any pedestrians that may be wandering about. Children who may be jumping out from behind the parked vehicles. We've got the junction on the left here, so I'm moving over so I'm sitting earlier. Possibly could have used my horn there because she was still creeping a little bit. So just make sure that when we go up past those parked vehicles we don't come through the right hand bend on the wrong side of the road. Just imagine how we would feel if we were coming the other way. And we've got this long 30 mile an hour stretch coming out of Eye. Still got hazard lines down the centre of the, or hazard line down the centre of the road. Lots of entrances here hidden in the trees and the hedgerow. And again, there's entrances on the left here, which you can see by the drop curbs more than the gaps in the hedgerow. So we're going to go around to the right. So I'm going to tuck in well over here to the left because vehicles may encroach onto our side of the road here. And just hold that position all the way around. National speed limit sign. Double check our mirrors. Warning that the road can be a bit slippery. It gets muddy here sometimes, so you get left with silt and fine sand on the road. So don't accelerate too hard. And we're looking at the tree line, seeing where the road goes. And here we've got a blind crest, so we've got slow on the road. Just easing a little, just to see what's going on. Over the hedge we can see the road in the distance. can't see all the tarmac yet, but we can now. So it's nice and clear. I'm going to straighten a little. Nothing behind me. And the bend has got a sharp left-hand bend here with a junction on the right-hand side. Just ease a little and back on the gas. Drive the bike through the corner. Vehicle in the lay-by on the left-hand side. Looks like he's fully parked up as a learner actually. Given plenty of space. Looking across over the hedge, over the fields. 30 sign ahead. Mirror checks. Still nothing behind us. And just rolling down towards the 30 sign. And take a lower gear. So we've got some signs here. Warning triangle for horses. Also a weight limit for larger vehicles, and some direction signs for lorries. So while those signs don't concern us for our actual riding, just gives us a warning that probably this is a route where there's a lot of HGVs around. So national speed limit sign ahead, still nothing behind us. We can see up the tree line there, the road goes over to the right, but we can't see what's actually on the road. So we're not going to straighten this at all, I'm going to stay on my side of the road. Other times of the year when the foliage isn't there, you can straighten a little bit, but this time of year where there's lots of foliage and you can't see, if you can't see then you can't do it. So again, the road's bending around here to the right and then to the left and going downhill. Just wait for the view to open up. Don't commit to put the gas back on until we can see where we're actually going to go. Warning signs here for a flood and slippery road surface. Nice and clear today. No debris left behind. Left-hand bend with a junction on the right-hand side. Just trying to get a view through to the right, see if there's anybody coming through at speed, which there doesn't appear to be, and then put the drive back on as we come out. So we're using the limit point and the view that we've got to control our speed through these bends. As the view disappears, then we ease off a little. Use the limit point to control our speed through the bends. And then as the view opens up, we can apply some more throttle. In the distance we see two vehicles. Again, this vehicle is parked on the left hand side here. Still here from when we came up. This time it's got somebody in it. And I'm going to blend in some brakes here to come into the 30 and take a lower gear. And a thank you this time rather than a smiley face. And we're back in the village of Rice Angles. Just trundling through here, 30 mile an hour, fourth gear, gentle throttle. Tuck into the left here, but just watch for anybody who's coming to that junction. With these large lorries, you need to give yourself a little bit of space. And the road bends round to the left here. So I'm just sitting in position 2, 2.5. At 30 mile an hour we don't need any extreme positioning. National speed limit signs, and the road is straight dead ahead, so once we get to the national and nothing behind us, we can accelerate firmly. and we can see that there's a chevron sign slow on the road, so the road goes sharply to the right. So I'm rolling off the throttle. I'm going to have to take the lower gear as we go into the bends, so I've got some drive through the bends. Look across to the left as we come through, just to see if there's any large HGVs coming. And again, we've got another bend sign, double bends. And one of those mirrors again, which is a warning there's something on the other side of the road, an entrance. And we've got another motorcycle here with the left-hand indicator on. What's he doing? No, he's turned it off now. So just watching these entrances here. Road surface is not very good at all here. And then we've got a junction on the right-hand side, which is clear. Again, the road bends round to the right here, oncoming vehicle. Not going to take this guy yet until we've got a clear view through, which we have now. Mirror check, still nothing there. And under the tree line here. Just watching out where shady there's not any debris, any shale collected there where obviously water can collect. So slow on the road, double S bend, horse sign, tractor sign. Let's bring our speed down, just on the throttle, no brakes. Gently through here. Waiting for the view, still no view, so I'm just keeping my speed, and then we can start to accelerate. There's a warning sign there about the hidden dip, but we've also got a junction here on the right hand side, so just be mindful of anybody, and there's also an entrance on the left hand side as well, so it could be people walking about. Another sign warning for S bend, reduce speed, so bring my speed down to about 50 mile an hour. Hold my position and come down from 5th into 4th. Just mindful of the junction on the left hand side. Looking across the hedgerow here, we can turn in early because we can see. And again, we've got another double S bend here, slow on the road. I'm going to blend in some brakes here because the bike's going downhill. Off the brakes and turn in. And a little bit of gas to drive the bike through the corner. More chevrons. So we're catching these vehicles. Will there be an opportunity to overtake? Local knowledge tells me this is very twisty until we reach Debenham, so it's highly unlikely. Bend to the right hand side and we've got possible pedestrians on the road. Watching this left-hand junction whether there's anything coming down there. Need to be careful along here that when we tuck over to the left for right-hand bends that the road surface isn't broken up or has got lots of dips and bumps. This big old adventure bike soaks them up quite nicely, but don't want to overdo it. So just maintain a safe distance from this vehicle in front. Going to be coming into 30 limit just in a second, so here we go. Mirror checks, nothing behind us. And rolling down to 30 and catching the drive again. It's got a school sign here. None of the local 20s plenty or anything, no speed restrictions, just a normal school sign. Vehicle parked on the left hand side, he's waiting to come out, but I'm just being mindful of when anybody's coming through. Vehicle is parked on the right hand side here, and post office van coming towards us, who has yielded. So we'll take the opportunity to come through. We'll thank Postie for letting us through, and we're just watching vehicles emerging left and right here, Just keeping the speed down, looking for pedestrians. And we're just watching here for vehicles coming up the hill who are going to come around this bend here. There's a junction on the left hand side which this vehicle is going into, so does that mean one's coming out? No, there's not one there. Nod to another motorcyclist. The motorcycle we overtook has caught us up in the 30 now. So we'll maintain our 30 mile an hour through here. Junction on the right hand side and the 40 limits. The Mini has gone round to the left hand side. Motorcycle behind us has turned off and taken that junction. Up to 40 mile an hour, safe to do so here. Bend is quite tight. Mini hasn't slowed down at all going round, so we can use him as a gauge as to what's happening around the bend. So again, sign here saying we've got right hand bend and possible pedestrians on the road, slow on the road. Entrances on the left. Vehicle there which is not moving. And as we come out of the village there, warning of rumble strips on exit and a national speed limit sign. So we can now accelerate away. Road ahead is nice and clear. Goes into a left-hand bend ahead, which the vehicle is just emerging from. So we're going to use the Mini now to gauge what the road is like. We've got another one where the sign is the wrong way round for what the bend actually is. We do seem to like them in Suffolk. So we can see that we've got properties on the right hand side here with some entrances, large vehicle approaching ahead. So I'm going to move right over into position 1, just give him plenty of space in case he has to pull away from those properties. Take a lower gear and drive through the bend. Being careful not to get too close to this vehicle. It's driving through the bends quite smoothly, but not a lot of difference in his speed, so just keeping a reasonable distance from him. So here I'm just using him as a gauge as to what's going on ahead. And we've got a give way sign here where we meet the main road. If we go left, the road is rolling away from us, so blending in some brakes, bringing the bike down to second gear, just looking to the right, it's clear and there's no need to stop as there's a give way. We're turning right here just past the camper van. The vehicle ahead is doing the same. Mirror checks, still nothing behind us. We'll just do a safety check, make sure I haven't missed anything. Now this may be an opportunity to pass. Local knowledge tells me the road straightens up in just a second. So just close up on him. But it is a Cooper S, so no, he's not going, so I'm going to.